Alright guys, I'm again trying to reduce the glare on my face. I know that the lighting gets iffy at sometimes, so if there's a glare across my face, I did try to fix it. But today I'm going to be doing a unique review, and I'm going to be doing a game one instead of a typical anime one. And I plan on adding these onto the schedule if you like it. So leave a like and a comment if you like if I start doing game reviews. So without further ado, let's move on to, of course, the game, which is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Skyrim takes place in the land of Tamriel, on the country of Skyrim, and you are the main character. There is no specific main character. There is your character who is the Dragonborn, the one person who has dragon blood in them and can do a bunch of amazing stuff. I'm doing a synopsis type review, of course. So throughout the game, you have to do various things. You have to become the Dragonborn and stop the dragon who's resurrecting other dragons by learning from a dragon. You also have many other side missions that go into a big story. You have to stop the Mages Guild from basically self-destructing. There is the story with the Dark Brotherhood, which has two storylines, and the story with the Thieves Guild, the Civil War going on in Skyrim. There's a lot of big aspects to look at. Let's break the game down a bit. As it comes to story flowing, there are some things that have gotten on people's nerves, I guess, when it comes to how the story of the game plays out. One big thing people complain about is that you have no real control over the story. You don't get to choose whether to be good or bad. There are some decisions that you get to pick. Later on, of course, you get to pick whether you stay in the Blades by killing a character, or if you save said character but you don't get to stay in the Blades. It's not a big critical change there. There is a Civil War story where it does change the outcome of Skyrim, but even then you don't get to see any big change for you don't get to see any really big change in the game. You also have the Dark Brotherhood storyline, which can go as join the Dark Brotherhood or destroy the Dark Brotherhood. And there also is a lack of NPC depth. The big problem I always had with people using this one is that I never truly cared too much about NPC depth. I didn't care if NPCs got development or not, because when it came down to it, they were non-player characters, and they weren't meant to have a real big connection to you. They're meant mainly just to help you on a quest. I know that some people could think that adding in depth would be really good to a character, but it's not needed, and I don't fault the game for it. Other faults I could see is that, well, I have the PlayStation 3 port. I've noticed that the game does freeze occasionally. I've had times where I've been doing mid-quest, and I go to a different spot where the game starts to load the area, and my game freezes. And it's happened a lot of times. But let's move on from the faults, because none of the faults really take away from this amazing game. This is a game that I'm glad my friend isn't here. I'm glad OTM isn't here, because of course he would say that the graphics were horrible, but I think the graphics look amazing. I always thought the graphics looked amazing in Skyrim. So, we're going to move on to the positive things, and of course the graphics were the biggest thing. Another thing was the obvious, player immersion that you got from the game. I always had so much time, and I spent so many hours with Skyrim customizing my character and doing things that made my character feel like I was in Skyrim and not just me holding a controller. Of course, I guess it can be different for other people. There's also the story, where some people find it bad, other people find it amazing, and so did I. I thought that the stories were all immersive, and even if you could only be a protagonist, there are plenty of games where you're offered the option to be an antagonist, like Dishonored, or I wouldn't say Fallout. I haven't played any of the Fallout series. Like if you think I should play the Fallout series, but there are plenty of games that you can play the antagonist. So every now and then, if you play a game where you're only allowed to be protagonist, I find that as a nice good tone shift, where you're supposed to be the hero of the story. You are the Dragonborn, the protector of Tamriel. Although character creators, you end up spending a lot of time into it just to make your character perfect, I feel like it's ultimately worth it. There are a lack of customizations you got in much more of my favorite games up until recently. Things like Pokemon, you couldn't get a customizable character until just recently. But, and all in all, I find this to be one of the best games I've ever played. And I play a fair amount of games. I have my huge PlayStation 2 collection, which used to be bigger, with a lot of games I used to play. And my relatively small PlayStation 3, my DS games, and then of course I played the Wii. All I have is Smash Brothers now. But with all of this, I've never found Skyrim to be something I ever got bored playing with. Yes, I'm not playing it now because, for lack of a better term, I just don't know what to do on it. Because I accidentally restarted the game. But I did often love Skyrim. I love Skyrim probably more than any other game. My favorite game of all time is Kingdom Hearts 2. But, well, I should say Breath by Sleep, one of the two. My favorite game series is Kingdom Hearts. But close second, is the Elder Scroll. So this is going to be a relatively short video. I will take this time to say I will be uploading again today about a Metal Gear Solid video. And maybe later on I'll do the top 10 or top 5 games with OTM Crazy. So definitely look forward to that. But yeah, if I had to give Skyrim an overall rating, because I found this game to be something that has almost no fault. Sure, you do have a less control of the story than other Bethesda titles, but I still feel like it doesn't deteriorate off the overall enjoyment you get. I give this, for starting out my video game reviews, an A+. This is probably one of the best games I've played, and I would recommend it for anybody who has a PlayStation or an Xbox and buy it. So on that note, I give you a mighty Fus Roda, and I shall see you later.